past 10,000 times. Big shot to the big. Shot to the big rig. Hey up, Mark, lad, how you feeling? Shot to the big rig. Wide amateurs under 12. Everyone again in McNulty's house. Everyone again in McNulty's house. Tasty stuff, that.
This is the CVR League race, Zone F. Men, we're doing the Watopia Hilly reverse, 4 laps. I'm in what I think they're referring to as bracket B. I could be wrong. Okay. So supposedly no power-ups other than what you brung with you, and also you have to use it before you get through the first banner. So let's see how we do. there's Furlong sitting up waiting for us.
So ladies and gentlemen, I've got to apologise again for what appears to be an unreliable internet connection. I've got riders jumping in and out all over the place. So I'm not actually able to tell you exactly what is going on quite at the moment. Aha, we have a pack back.
Oh, it's a good tune. Chloe Bell. Going Paris tonight? Lucky bugger. 9 till 10. Hashtag Derek. I can see you. Derek.
Well, we are 2 laps down. I'd love to be able to give you a pretty good description of what's going on, but currently I have riders appearing and disappearing, then reappearing and disappearing, apart from the one and only Jeffrey Creel. He seems to be forthright within my stream. Nobody is moving, everybody is going in different directions apart from Jeffrey. So we will stick with him because he's close to the front. Currently keeps fluctuating between 8th and about 20th according to the scoreboard, but that's definitely a connection related issue. I saw a pack then, but alas, it disappeared again. Okay, so we're with Frank Garcia at the moment. Oh, we were, now he's disappeared.
Nice lot of tonight. Dave Lace. Go for the Corona.
I think we're getting another group of 3. They were an 18 seconds gap. The top of the climb. Remember about 40 a lap ago.
Not many left.
The group I'm in seems to be a bit more motivated.
Hey, good tune, good improvements.
So let's just have a go at trying to see who's at the front of this pack. We've got Sell, the Canadian 4i rider, followed by, but as we said earlier on, he has no heart rate monitor, so he will not place with points within this race. We've got Jeffrey Creel from Australia, Quentin Lafleur from France, Jay Pellerin from Canada. We've got a mix of A and B riders in this group. This has to be expected. It's a relatively short race. It's 27 miles, I believe, from memory. It's got 4 hill climbs, but as we said, this is not a mountain course, it's a hilly course. So it does, the nature of the hill allows you to almost sprint up the first part, take a bit of respite in the middle, let that little incline creep back up again, and then hit it hard again over the top of the king of the mountain. So our lead group, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 riders in the main group, and then the gap after that. Oh no, we got more than that, maybe 12. And there's a 15-second gap going back to Pellerin. Pellerin's now standing on his own, really, with a 2-minute 53 gap going back to the next group of PMC. There's Rogers and Smith from BRT. We've got Griffith from BRT also, and McKillop from Canada. We've got a Vision rider back there, Ignacio, my apologies, Ignacio. And then about 4 minutes off the lead group.
See who's more with it.
So he's putting 4.8 watts, 4.7 watts per kilogram, going up this slight incline, getting ready for the 3rd time up the hill today. This is Watopia, Hilly reverse, remember. With his 4 laps, we've done 2 already, but on the 3rd lap, and we're going to start to see the lead group shortly ascending the hill to the top of the king of the mountain. You need to watch out for a few riders in here. Now, you've got 2 Team Vision riders, Quentin Lafleur and Jeffrey Creel. You might expect that they would work together on this. There's a good opportunity to do so. I think Jeffrey's probably the slightly stronger. We may have seen in previous races that Jeffrey is definitely stronger than Quentin, and so he might just enable Quentin to rest a little bit, to stay with the main pack, and then put out what he's got a decent sprint towards the end. The other one to watch in terms of a sprint finish is most definitely Frank Garcia. We have probably seen him win more sprint finishes than any other racer on Zwift. If he stays with this front. So we group up compacto, approaching King of the Mountain line. The last 2 laps we've seen at this hill, everybody waits to the higher gradient point and then they nice group together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 riders. 11 riders passing under the arches of bicycles statues, and this is when we will start to see the power to be pushed down. This group is likely to stay close together. Oh, Zimmerman, here he goes. He's got 8 watts. This is an earlier jump than normal. Everybody's reacting now. We see Carr react with that. Lacossiere react as well. We've got Creel reacting. We've got red numbers, 11 watts per kilogram from Ayres. We've got big numbers being pushed out really hard here. Ayres is really making a good effort, but remember, Ayres, no heart rate monitor. He will not feature. We've got 2 with no heart rate monitors, Ayres and Carr. I'm afraid, gentlemen, you will not be placed. You cannot win this race without a heart rate monitor. It is essential. Please make sure that next time when you do come and race the CVR World Cup pre-season race, you do have a working heart rate monitor. So, did that break us apart? There is a little bit of a gap forming here, with back to Jeffrey Creel and Quentin Flay to enable the front group to break away and make that gap stick. This sort of stage and at this hill, they need to have pulled away about 5-6 seconds maybe, and then if there was enough of them, maybe 4 or 5 riders, they would need to keep the power down. So minutes 56 back. Seen consistent King of the Mountain times today, a 3:53 to begin with and a 3:52 from Zimmerman. Let's wait and see what actually happens with this 3rd lap. We are recording this stream today, so we will have evidence of Ayres and Carr. Are affecting a race which you cannot win now. We respectfully request that you do not follow people. So we've got a bit of a gradient coming up again. We're approaching the 3rd time up the King of the Mountain. And we've got some quite good tunes going on in the background today. You'll have to apologise, a bit of a mess has turned out midway through this race with the steady connection. You may also have to excuse me personally, this is a bit maybe talking rubbish at some point during the stream. Again, forgive me.
You're not finding a good cadence there.
Turn me on. Midnight, 300 odd watts, 156 beats per minute. He's in these tempos on here.
Claire Connell and Jimmy.
So we see airs again making a big push.
Some hangover material.
So in last week's races, you could or you couldn't have a power up. But what we did do is restricted the use of them in the event module, which means that when you went under a banner, you wouldn't be able to get a power up. However, those of you who are seasoned racers, or in fact those of event and you start an event, then that power up remains. Power up that could be in the form of we've modified the rules to make this clear. Check out cvrworldcup.com/CVR-league. You get all of the results and all the data you need on the series there. So as they cross the start-finish line on the third lap, let's just talk a little bit about what the CVR World Cup League actually is. So, hopefully you've heard of CVR World Cup before. That is Cyclogen Virtual Racing World Cup. These are live events. This is where it started from. The CVR World Cup League is the feed-in. Seasons are split into 2 half seasons and then a post season. So in each half season there will be 4 race days. On each race day there will be 8 races, each one in 3 hours with 3 hour space and gap between the next. This allows the maximum amount of flexibility for riders. It doesn't matter where you live, if you're in Australia, if you're in Austria or if you're in Iceland, you can still race a CVR World Cup race. What we do need you to do though, however, is register for these races in advance. We need to know who's going to be in which zone. We need to make sure that you're going to be competing against the same people every week so that we can score you equally. But the really cool thing about the CVR World Cup League is that at the end of the season, at the end of the regular season, we have 8 zones. The winner of each of those 8 zones will be invited to the next CVR World Cup live event in Los Angeles on the 25th of March. There is currently $106,000 prizes up for grabs. There is no other virtual cycling related prize like this anywhere in the world. This is the premium world tournament of virtual cycling. What we're also then going to offer is 2nd and 3rd place from zones A, B, C, D, E, F and G going to the playoffs. So we'll have 16 riders entering the playoffs, and then every week we'll cut that number in half in head-to-head competition. What's really interesting about this is we want to promote the use of teams. We want you to bring your team along. You can take their draft, let them pull you along on the flats, let them help you up the hill. Use the tactics, use Discord, use CycleView. We want you to use CycleView. Use it as a team car. You can get people's streams, you can advise them, you can get your teammates, you can make a massive difference to the ability of your teammates to win that race. That will whittle down over 4 weeks from 16 to 2 people. That race, the final of the post-season race, will define the last place that we give away to the Cyclogen Virtual Racing World Cup live event in Los Angeles. This is the elite category races. We're 18.7 miles now into this race. This is the second of the pre-season. We're using the pre-season to test out the various different setups and ideas ready for the regular season. So we don't want to do what Zwift did. We don't want to cancel a series halfway through because the participation wasn't that right, so we don't think there's enough women in it. We want to make sure we get it right first time, so the pre-season is all about that. We're taking people's input, we're allowing people to make sure that they're in the right race bracket. We're not using watt per kilogram race brackets. We've decided that we need to have performance based upon CVR rankings. So cyclogen versus virtual racing rankings looks not at your watt per kilogram, how much power per kilogram of weight you have. It looks about your performance. That means that it doesn't matter if you're a bigger guy or if you're a smaller guy, because sometimes you win races if it's a flat guy and you've got lots of power. If you're a smaller light.
Another group of 3 just up the road. I think just under 200 meters. 100 meter maybe.
We've taken that.
A little over 100 meters.
What is an unfair metric really to gauge? Now, on the 4th lap, that is, of this race, that some of them, they don't lead off the front, they sit in the middle of the pack. They sit at the back of the pack, they conserve. To sustain it, you've got to have continuance. You can't just. Those guys are seasoned, they know exactly. We're going to be approaching the final climb before too long. We're 19.6 miles in. This is entirely likely where this race could be made or break if somebody can put in a big dig, a big effort going up and over this hill. The kilogram for about 4 minutes going up this hill. Maybe a bit less, maybe 3 minutes. If they can maintain, they're going to need people around them to help them. So they're going to be needing to have one person making a big effort, followed by at least 2 others, and then taking it like a bit of a team time trial, each one pulling at the front, pulling the others along, giving them a little opportunity to have a rest in order to get ready for their next pull. But we'll see what happens with this. We've got some big hitters still in here, so as I said before, Zimmerman, we've seen him do some big breaks. I'd expect him to be putting down some big power quite soon. Jeffrey Creel's hanging about 2.7 watts per kilogram. This guy's got legs, he can put an awful lot more out than that. Let's see who's going to jump first when it comes to the incline. This is most definitely a time when heart rates start to just relax a little bit. People start to catch their breath. Just work out that lactic acid through the legs of the alien bicyclist statues. Not win this race, and he will be disqualified for not having a heart rate monitor. That is same for K. CVR World Cup, and we've just found that D. Higham as well, also 20 miles in, he also has no heart rate monitor. I'm afraid to say you will not be eligible for any points whatsoever. Okay. This is the King of the Mountain line. This is the start of the time of this sector. It's a 2% average gradient with 1.3 we've done on the first lap. Let's see what these guys have got in. We've got in them on the way up here. So we can see it creeping on. We've got 5, we've got 7 the fit. There's 8, 8.2, 12 watts per kilogram. Following up, it's hit the grid, and here comes it round the corner. It's at 10% now. We've got some big watts coming out. We've got coming at 8 watts, we've got Huggy Bear at 10 watts, we've got Roselle at 10 watts, we've got Creel at 9 watts, 8 watts, 8.7 watts. Who is making this break? So Ayres is off the front. I genuinely hope that people can just let him go off the front and not follow him, but they may not be aware of his lack of heart rate monitor. He seems to have formed a gap of about 4 seconds, and we genuinely hope that he maintains that and doesn't pull off, because he's now putting out 15 watts per kilo. He's sprinting. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what we mean. This is a prime example of a setup which is suspect, and why this gentleman cannot place at the front of this race. Now, back to who is actually going to win this race. So they've gone up the first incline. It's now levelled off to a 1% gradient. They're regrouping together. They're going to start to save a bit of energy. Lozel's putting some big power down, 8 watts per kilogram. He's decided that that was exactly the right time to brake. Has he got the legs to continue at 8.4 watts per kilogram? He's pulled away, now a 2-second lead. Behind him we've got Zimmerman, Higham, Lasseria, Garcia, Jeffrey Creel. Can this group stick together? These guys are going to have to work hard. They're going to have to work hard to make sure they maintain the speed of this pack so that they can catch back up to to Lozel. Lozel's beating hard, 450 watts, 183 beats per minute. He is putting a big effort in, and he's made a 7-second lead. He's still putting down 6 watts per kilogram. The gap is remaining at 7 watts. What we might see here is that gap reduce when we get closer to the top of the mountain and certainly down the incline, but this group have got to kick it up now. If they want to bridge that back, they've got to kick it up, because Lozel is still at 5.4 watts per kilogram. The chase group behind them is still only at 4 watts, and they're edging off a bit as well. They're backing off. So currently we have, at the very head of the race is Ayres from the USA, but with no heartbeat, as we said. He will not be placed. Lozel, he is 20 seconds behind him at 5.3 watts per kilogram. He put a monster effort in to try and break away from the pack, and he's now got a 10-second lead over Carr. Again, reiterating, Carr also will not be placed within this race because he has no heart rate monitoring as well. Huggy Bear from the United Kingdom, he's behind him, 4.9 watts per kilogram. He is part of this main group, which includes Higham. Again, no heart rate monitor, he will not be included. We've got Seaton from the USA, we've got Frank Garcia from the USA, we've got Jeffrey Creel from Australia, we've Quentin Lafleur from France, and we've got H&F, who is 30 seconds back down to the last group. Let's stick with this front group as they come up to the top of the King of the Mountain. What's going on here? Higham, he's being caught. Lozel, where is Lozel gone? Lozel has overtaken Carr. He is at the front. He's gone over the top of the King of the Mountain in 3 minutes 49.3 seconds. He holds this polka dot jersey. He is the King of the Mountain holder, and he knocked 3 seconds off that last best time. There's now a 12-second gap between him and the rest of the group. Seating, Higham, Carr, Huggy Bear, Zimmerman, Lacusier, Jeffrey Creel, Frank Garcia, they're all in this chase group, but I'm afraid to say they are not likely to challenge Lozel, who is now 17 seconds away and still putting out 4.7 watts per kilogram. There seems to be very little that is going to stop this gentleman from winning this race. The main question comes down to now, who has got the legs to sprint? So this, gentlemen and ladies and boys and girls, could be where the fun occurs. I urge you to keep your eyes on some of the unexpected, because it could happen before you even realise. Mr. Garcia is in the pack here.
Nice!
Turning around the corner. Here they come, they're going to approach this finish line very soon. Who's got the legs for the sprint? Who has got the legs for the sprint? We see Huggy Bear already opening up on 10 watts per kilogram. Who's making the break first? Zimmerman's off there. He's got 10 watts per kilogram. We've got Lucier, got 10 watts per kilogram. They're a long way out. Here comes Zimmerman again. He's still pushing 18 watts per kilogram. This man is incredible. He's doing 1,000 watts, 105 watts beats per minute, 176 BPM. This, guys, there are red numbers all over the place. 11.5 watts from Garcia, 12 watts from from Creel, 12 watts from Carr, 10 watts from Lossier, 10 watts from Quentin Lafleur, 9 watts from Higham, Seaton. Wow, that was just amazing. Lucelle followed by Zimmerman. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
So we managed to shatter the group pretty good there. It just need the 4 of us for the sprint. Just have to watch that. There's a group of 3 or 2. Griffiths, McPhail. Oh, they don't get this. No power-ups for anybody. So I get to go at 400. All things being equal. Anybody goes earlier than that, fall. I'm gonna coax somebody to the front here. Oh, shit. Thirteenth, I'm lucky 13th. That Smith had me. Good race. managed to pull back about a dozen riders who fell off the front group. Where did Frank? Looks like there's Frank. Clinton. Like everybody up to here stayed together. There was two more that got dropped that we never caught. And then our group, and then the remnants of our little group. Well, so normalized power for the race was something like 285 or 283. TSS points were 98 for 55.5 minutes. So better than FTP ride. But it's an NP buster. This is the high variability. Lots of anaerobic to push it up. Oh. Okay. Whew. Quick look at Zwift power. Ah. There we go. Oh, okay, so I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Let's have a look at EVR races. Oh, Watopia Hilly again. So, our choices here are, let's see, tomorrow we have the EVR Europe Watopia Hilly. Thursday, we do the KISS Crit 6 laps London Classique. Friday is the EVR 2 laps London Loop. So I may race tomorrow, take Thursday off, and then race Friday. If I race tomorrow, it'll probably be a slow day for me. Anyway, that's it for today. So thank you for watching if you watched, and we'll see you tomorrow.